Okay, we are back on the FZ today. It's not that cold. It says it's, I don't know, 0, -2, whatever. Not too bad. This bike is filthy as it gets. You would think that I drive this as a dirt bike by the look of it. But anyway, happy Monday. It's December 2nd, and let's go to work, ladies and gentlemen. A little chilly outside, but it's only -2, I think. Everything is wet, so we'll see how the road treats us today. Wet roads, slushy, whatever, probably easy to slip, but we'll see how this commute treats us. Some ice crystals on the surface of the asphalt. What do you think? I got enough gas to get to the shell this morning? Man, I need to get gas. Does anybody else get fuel anxiety? Not too bad. How about, does anybody else feel like the important stuff they put in their backpack could be flying down the road? I'm always paranoid that I didn't exactly close all the zippers in my backpack, and it's a difficult thing to check when you're already on the road. It is a pretty calm morning, not very windy. It's beautiful outside. The temperature's totally comfortable, but it usually cools off as soon as the sun comes up. Close that visor. I don't think I'm going to get a whole lot of steam today. Definitely roads that can be drifted on, intentionally or not. Yeah, you know, like you can slide across this pretty easy. Ooh, yeah. It's 6:03 in the morning. I guess all that Black Friday frenzy took place this weekend. Honestly, I'm not really interested in buying anything but new stuff for my bikes. Call it an obsession and an addiction, or whatever you want to call it. I just can't stop investing in my bikes. New signals, new headlights, new tires, new studs, filters. It never ends. But I gotta say, bike ownership versus car ownership, man, these bikes, they hold on to their value pretty good. So, I mean, especially in relation to one of those cars. So I might just buy more bikes and tie up all my money in bikes. Huh? That stuff's like gold to me. And I'm sure to other enthusiasts, motorcycles of specific natures and kinds, race bikes, cruisers, or whatever it might be, are is equally as priceless as gold to them. Not just the value of the commodity, but the experience that it gives you. I mean, for under $10,000, you can do 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, or you can travel across the country for a couple $100 in gas. Well, it looks like we're gonna make it to the shell this morning. Not that I couldn't have stopped somewhere else for fuel, but I don't know, I like putting the same kind of fuel in the tank all the time. So let's get ourselves some sandwiches and some Red Bull, baby, because that's how we start out this day. Wow, we started out with a cool ride, and a hello, good morning to you cats, but thanks for joining me on this morning commute on the old FZ Yamaha, FZ09 to be specific. But alright, it is a little chillier this morning because I did knock off the beard. So the icicles that would normally be growing on my mustache are just kind of frosting up on my face. Let's go. Ride it. Okay, here we go. We're at the Chinook Center, halfway to work. All fueled up and ready to go. Hit that gas, but not too hard. This bike is notorious for catwalking. If you jump on the throttle, it'll just pop up on you. But this time of year, this bike will just wheel spin. The back tire will just break loose. Or maybe I'm just not heavy enough to hold it down, but I doubt it. Don't hit me, please. Thank you. So yeah, those potholes, manhole covers, they're capable of ripping the handlebars out of your hands and steering you the wrong way. It doesn't really matter what time of year it is. Midsummer, those things will just rip the handlebars right out of your hands. This little stretch on McLeod Trail, it never really gets that clean. I mean, by that I mean there's always snow piling up. I'm not sure if it's I think it's a concrete work deck underneath. That's what's holding on to the cold. This whole area is always a little bit dicey because it's fairly icy. This bike with open headers, it sounds like it's a track bike or something, like wah! It's hilarious. Curiously enough, this bike takes the same oil filter as the Kawasaki Vulcan. They're both completely different engines. One's a V engine and one's an inline 3, yet both in the 850cc class. So one's a Kawasaki and one's a Yamaha, yet they still take the exact identical oil filter. It's interesting. Anyways, I do not have studded tires on this bike simply because the intention is to go fast, and I'm not sure how the weight is going to be affected on the wheel, and that makes me a little paranoid. So all I did was put a set of winter endless grip tires. They are a winter rated tire. They're a little softer compound. I don't know about the tire life. I don't really care, because if it gets me 8 months through this cold season, I'm sure I'll put enough miles on them before then. But they have been performing quite well. I did have a regular street tire on here, and that did not fare well for me. Okay, so this car in front of me is kicking up a little bit of dirt, so how about I give that camera a quick wipe. Yeah, the roads in this neighborhood, not so good. Okay, one more quick wipe, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, the roads here, man, down south of the city, it's always a few degrees cooler. Big piles of snow like that got blown out onto the street, I usually just let off the gas, hit the clutch, and just kind of roll on through, no brakes. I'm just looking for that momentum that the tire has to carry me through it. Centrifugal forces usually fare out well. I am going to cut left into this lane. Busy traffic on Anderson. Pretty dark out this time of day. I guess the days are getting darker and darker and shorter and shorter. And I don't know about you guys, but something in my head says, go to sleep at 7 p.m. You know, day's over, man. If you didn't get it done by 7, you ain't gonna get it done. So I can distinctly tell the difference that it is a lot colder down here on the south side of the city. I really do miss my beard right now. That would hey, there's the ambulance again. I wonder, I must see those guys at that intersection every morning that I travel to work. Oh man. Alright, one more friendly wipe down for the camera. Sweet. Okay, so my chin, very cold. Definitely helps to have a beard or a balaclava. I could have worn a balaclava. It is supposed to warm up a little bit later today. I took this bike to work because I don't want to ride bare asphalt right away with those studded tires on the WR. And I think it might just be a little bit too cold enough to freeze the rubber on the Kawasaki Vulcan. Yeah, that looks like ice. So we'll shut the visor, maybe that'll help my frozen face condition. -1 degrees is what my thermostat's reading. But overall, roads are in fairly good condition. This intersection always freaks me out. Once again, December 2nd, here in Calgary, and it's -1, hanging around 0 degrees. I'm sure that'll fluctuate throughout the day. 624, and this road has a rut in it, only in this lane, and I have no problem finding it in the mornings. That rut will drag you around any time of year. When you run into a rut on the road, it can just drag you to the left, to the right. And that's what steering dampeners are for. Steering dampening is going to make your steering a little heavier and a little less easy for the road to mess around with you. Or not so easy, is what I'm trying to say. So nobody takes care of the roads in Calgary. It seems like when it snows, people just drive on it until the snow turns to water, and then eventually turns into this kind of mixture of snow, water, ice, whatever. But looks like we made it this far. Gotta still get this vehicle parked, but here we are at Bridge 25 on the Ring Road on the south end of Calgary. Supposed to be checking pour heights for the main structure deck, along with a little bit of tying left to do on it. So yeah, in conditions like this, you don't know if it's wet or if it's dicey. It could be icy. It's definitely slushy. It's probably best just to leave your front brake alone altogether, and maybe just tap on that rear brake and put your weight on the front of the bike. But I should thank you once again for joining me on this morning commute, Monday, December 2nd. It's always fun, so I enjoy it. I'm sure one day I might not, but right now I'm enjoying this life, bike life. So, kill switch, first gear, kickstand, lights, key. I can imagine a lot of you guys leave the key on and then come back to a dead bike. Dead battery on your bike. Anyways, let's hope I don't have to come to this job site very much longer. Let's get out of here. Dry spot on the pavement. I'll take it. Okay, here we go again. I think I might jump into that lane now. And we are almost on McLeod Trail. The sun is going down. It's getting dark outside. It's 4:40 at night, in the evening, afternoon, however you want to say it. It's 4:40 p.m. So, here we are, northbound on McLeod Trail. It's quite dark. I don't even feel like stopping to grab a bite to eat on the way home. I plan on going home, seeing my dog. She's gonna make me feel pretty great. That dog really does make me feel great, especially when I get home about, you know, whatever it might be I'm not feeling too great about, being a loser or whatever it might be. Pretty excited to see her. I hope she's excited to see me. Man.